Have you ever wondered why it feels so incredible when someone recognizes your personal growth? Think about it. How did you feel the last time someone told you you seem different but in a good way? I'm Sanj and welcome to Master Your Mindset, Master Your Life. This is a podcast that helps you to navigate life's challenges by helping you master your mindset so you can start mastering your life. If you get something from this episode, please share it with someone who you believe would benefit from hearing it. Also, I would really appreciate it if you could leave me a rating or a review wherever you're listening to this. So today, I'm talking about something that we all crave, and that is positive validation. And specifically, I'm talking about why you love it so much when people notice a positive change in you. And what is it about someone saying, wow, you've really grown, that just lights you up inside? And so to start this episode, I'm going to start with a quote from Reinhold Niebuhr. I don't know how to, I think I got that right. Change is the essence of life. Be willing to surrender what you are for, what you could become. And change is difficult, but when others see that we've become a better version of ourselves, it's like a stamp of approval from the universe. So let's dive in as to why we crave this validation and how it connects to our mindset and our growth. So we love it when someone tells us that we've changed for the better. It's natural to feel like that. But what's happening in our brains when we hear those words? There's actually a psychological explanation behind it. And that's human beings. We're hardwired to seek validation, and it's part of our social nature. From an evolutionary standpoint, actually being accepted by the group meant survival. And now if we fast forward from thousands of years ago to today, and while survival might not be at stake here, our desire for acceptance still is. We still want to be part of the group. We still want to be part of the clan. We want to know that all the effort that we're putting in is paying off and that people are noticing all the work we've been putting in. And here's a kicker. Our brain literally releases dopamine, which is a feel-good chemical, when we receive positive feedback. And that's the same rush that we get when we achieve a goal, when we win a game, or even when we eat something delicious. And actually nowadays it's even that same hit that we get when we get a like on one of our posts. But the thing is, there's more to it. When someone acknowledges our positive change, it actually reaffirms something that we may not always recognize in ourselves. It actually can reaffirm our ability to grow and evolve. And so when you actually do get that good feedback, you're more motivated to continue with your positive habits when it's noticed. And that's huge. If people are noticing, say you're losing weight, you're looking better, so you're more positive, and people are starting to tell you this, you can actually be more motivated to do it. We crave this validation because it tells us that the work that we're putting into ourselves, it isn't just internal. It's visible, it's real, it's out there in the world, and it's actually making an impact. And change is hard, don't get me wrong. It's not easy to, first of all, get motivated to change, but to stay on that path. It can be difficult. There will be times where you want to give up. There will be times where you want to stop. But just hearing that, hearing someone say to you, yeah, you're looking good, you're more positive, or whatever it is you're looking for, just hearing that will keep you motivated. We know it's hard to change. I mean, if it were easy, we'd all be walking around as the best versions of ourselves 24/7. Let's be honest. But the truth is, change is hard is because it challenges the core of who we are. It challenges your inner belief. Who are you now? And who can you be? And when you start the process of change, whether it's something like adopting healthier habits, whether it's shifting your mindset, or something like letting go of limiting beliefs, it means you're stepping out of your comfort zone. And let's be real, your comfort zone is comfortable, it's predictable. It's familiar and it doesn't require much effort. But the problem is by staying in there, it means stagnation. It means you're not moving forward, you're not growing, you're not changing. You're a hamster on a wheel, you're doing the same things day in, day out, and there's going to be no difference. And change, it actually requires energy. It's not a simple thing. It's not something that you can just do overnight. It's not something that, oh yeah, actually, I want to change, and tomorrow you wake up at that as the new version of yourself in 10 months from now. No, it actually demands that you rewire your old thought patterns. It means that you have to create new habits. And one of the hardest things is it means you need to actually confront your fears. And that's why so many of us resist it. About 45% of your daily behaviors are habitual. So that means that you're running on autopilot nearly half the time. And that's why when you start to that's why when you want to change and you start breaking those old habits, it feels like an uphill battle, because almost 50% of your day is run on habitual behaviors. How you're thinking, what your response is, things like that. It's habitual. So you're doing it without even realizing. You're actually just doing it over and over again. So now, when you actually want to change, it takes intentional thought to call yourself out on it. But, and this is a big but, although it requires energy, change is worth it. Think about the times when you've pushed yourself to grow, whether it's something like learning a new skill, whether it's something as doing something different, something new, something that actually pushed you out of your comfort zone, overcoming a challenge, improving your mindset. That discomfort in the beginning, it was tough. I know this because I've been through a lot of it in the last few years. I've had a lot of changes. I've changed a lot of habits, a lot of routines. It's taken a lot of time. It's taken a lot of effort. It's taken a lot of energy. But the reward of seeing that change in myself, feeling that change in myself, priceless. And that's what you will notice too. That the change, although it requires energy, it is worth it. It's worth every single bit of energy that you expend. And when you look back and you start to see how far you've come, or when someone else says you've really changed, all that effort becomes worth it. Change is proof that you're evolving, that you're not standing still, that you're moving forward. It's a difference between actually merely surviving and actually thriving in life. And so when it comes to change, here are 5 unique mindset shifts that you need to start embracing change. So these are easy to implement because, as always, changing your life isn't as difficult as you make it out to be. It can be small, incremental things which take up no time and will actually have a big impact on your life as you practice it more often. And these will help make the process of change smoother and hopefully more rewarding to you. So the first one is shift from all or nothing to progress over perfection. This is one of the biggest traps that you can fall into, is thinking that you need to change everything overnight. But here's the deal. Change happens incrementally. Focus on making those small improvements each day. When you actually have consistency, consistency trumps intensity every single time. You don't have to be perfect. Just keep moving forward. If you start to try and change everything in one go, you're going to feel overwhelmed, and it's almost certain that you will end up falling back into your old ways, because it's so big for you to start to change everything in one go. All your habits, all your mindset, all your routines. No, start focusing on one thing at a time. Once it starts getting comfortable, move on to the next thing. The next thing is embrace discomfort as a sign of growth. When you start to change, it feels uncomfortable because it's unfamiliar. It's the unknown. So instead of shying away from that discomfort, learn to see it as a positive sign. Learn to see it as actually this discomfort means that I'm growing. It's proof that you're stepping outside of your old patterns, outside of your comfort zone, and you're stepping into something new, new territory, new opportunities, new experiences. And this is where you're going to build a new life. Number 3 is celebrate those small wins. So it's easy to get lost in that big picture and forget, oh yeah, I've actually made progress, because you're too busy focused on the end result. But each step forward is progress. When you celebrate your small wins, it boosts your motivation by 20%. So whether it's something like completing a workout, or resisting that piece of chocolate cake, or even just showing up for yourself, celebrate it, be happy at yourself, give yourself a pat on the back. It will keep you motivated and it will keep you on the path to your final goal. Number 4 is slightly contradictory to what I've been talking about, but while it's amazing to hear that positive feedback, true change actually comes from within. So shift your focus to how you feel about your growth rather than waiting for others to notice it. It's that internal satisfaction of knowing that you're becoming a better version of yourself that should be the real reward. The external recognition, that's just a byproduct of what you're doing. Be focused on how you feel about yourself. And number 5 is stay curious and open-minded, because when you're making changes, it's easy to get stuck in rigid thinking. But what if you started to approach change with a slightly curious mindset? Stay open-minded to the process. Sometimes growth shows up in just unexpected ways. The more curious and more flexible you are, the more enjoyable your journey becomes, because you're not sticking to it. You're actually adapting, you're seeing new things, you're actually opening yourself up to new opportunities. The real win isn't people noticing your change, it's you realizing your own growth. So when people see a positive shift in you, it's actually a reflection of the hard work that you've been putting in behind the scenes. But whether or not they notice it, the most important thing is actually that you notice it, you acknowledge it, you recognize it. So what would actually happen though if you stopped waiting for others to validate your growth and instead you started celebrating your progress every step of the way? Because personal transformation is an inside job. External validation is a bonus, but it's not the goal. The goal is to become the best version of yourself, and that's something only you can actually measure. So I hope this has helped you rethink the power of positive change, both from within and when others notice it. So until next time, remember, change is hard, but the rewards are immeasurable. Keep growing, keep pushing, and keep mastering your mindset, because when you master your mindset, you'll master your life. My mission is to make a positive impact on the world, and I sincerely hope you can help me do this by liking, by following, and by sharing this podcast with others. So until next time, keep seeking, keep growing, and keep mastering your mindset to master your life. Thank you.